Hello everyone, this is Siri from the Department Electronics and Communication Engineering. Today my topic is about input and output statements in C. Input and output statements in C. Input and output statements are the most fundamental parts of programming because they allow code to interact with humans. Without input and output, a computer program is just a black box that does calculations but tells no one the answer. Understanding input and output streams. Before jumping into code, we need to understand the mental model. In C, we don't just print text, we send data through streams. This section will explain how data flows in and out of a program. What is input and output? Input STDI. Think of this as a pipe flowing into your program. Usually, this pipe is connected to your keyboard. When you type, data flows through STDI into your variables. Output STDOUT. This is a pipe flowing out of your program. Usually it's connected to your monitor or terminal window. Analog. Your problem is like a factory. Raw materials come in like input. The factory does work and finished products are shipped out. Output. Standard input is the stream of data flowing into your program. It typically comes from the keyboard but can also be redirected from files functions like scanf and getcher. Read from the stream. Output STDOUT. Standard output is the stream of data flowing out of your program. It is typically displayed on your monitor. Functions like printf and putcher write to this stream. The standard library. The access input or output functions in C, you must include the standard input and output library at the very top of your file. C is a very small language. It does not know how to talk to a keyboard by default. We have to import the ability. stdio.h stands for standard input output. #include. This tells the compiler before you compile my code. Go fetch the tools inside stdio.h. If you forget this line, the computer won't know what printf or scanf means. Formatted output. Printf. Printf stands for print formatted. It doesn't jump print static text. It prints variables mixed with text. Format string. This is the text template like age, %d. Specifiers. The percentage symbols or placeholders. %d. I promise to put a decimal integer here. %f. I promise to put a floating point number here. It works. The function grabs the value of the variable you provide and swaps it with the %d placeholder. %d common format specifiers. %d integers like decimal, %a floating point number, %c single character, %a strings of characters. Example printf is %d 25. Formatted input scanf. Scanf is the opposite of printf. It waits for the user to type something. You must use the ampersand symbol before the variable name. C needs to know exactly where in the computer memory your variable lives so it can go there and drop off the data. The ampersand symbol means address of it's like giving a delivery driver your GPS coordinates so they can drop off a package. It tells the scanf the memory address where the input data should be stored. Missing the ampersand is a common beginner error that causes crashes. Character of input or output functions. Getcher reads a single character from the standard input. Character C getcher useful for reading raw input byte by byte. Putcher writes a single character to the standard output. More efficient than printf when you only need to print one character. End of file is a special value returned by input functions when there is no more data to read or an error occurs. String input or output safety. Reading whole sentences is tricky. Puts the easy way to print a string. It automatically adds a line enter at the end which is convenient. Gets versus fgets. This is a huge interview or exam topic. Never use gets. It is dangerous because of a user types more text than your variable can hold. It crashes the program. Buffer overflow. Fgets the safe alternative. You tell it the maximum size so it stops reading before the memory overflows. The input buffer. When you type hello and wait, the program hasn't received it yet. The characters sit in a temporary holding area called a buffer. The data is only sent to the program when you press enter. Common bugs. If you use scanf to read a number, it leaves the enter key pressed. It leaves the enter key press in the buffer. If you try to read a character immediately after, the program might accidentally read the leftover enter key instead of your new input. When you type characters don't go directly to the variable, they wait in a buffer. Scanf only picks them up when you press enter. This is why sometimes you need to clear the buffer when switching between reading numbers and characters. Thank you.